this is Isabella. Hello, I am in Longyearbyen, Svalbard, one of the northernmost town in the world. I just recovered for a bad flu, but I'm here back on the road, and in this video I'm gonna tell you all about my monthly trip in the Svalbard. So I was on a 10 days boat trip, and then I came back with the intention of staying um, 15 days to explore more and do more tours, but I got sick and I had to stay 5 days in my house. Luckily I bought an Airbnb, so well, an apartment, so I was lucky to have a good space where I could recover. And but now I'm back on the road. I have a few days left, so I can explore more. Continue to watch this video, and I hope you like it. Thank you. Bye.
Before moving forward with our video, please, guys, I need to ask you a huge favor. Head over to my YouTube channel, Solo Nomad Journeys, and click on the subscribe button so that you will get notified when I will publish a new video. I have a lot. My best video is the one about swimming with orcas, also in Norway, with 10,000 views, but you will find many more interesting videos about Norway, the Azores, and then I will upload much more. I'm gonna be uploading at least 3 videos per week with amazing destination and beautiful footages, and of course sharing my best travel tip. So thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you there. If you are planning to travel to the Svalbard, there are a few things that you should know if you want to make the most of your trip. It is definitely a destination where you can travel on your own. When I decided to book my own, it was a last-minute decision while I was browsing the web to find an inspiration for where I could go in September. And as Svalbard cruise came up, and I was hooked. The picture of a snow-white polar bear cuddling with its cubs got me, and I booked my trip immediately on an emotional drive, and I have never regretted it. So, among the things that you should know is first how to get there. Traveling to Svalbard, there are not direct flights from international hubs. You can either fly from Oslo or Tromsø. And you can find flights on Google Flights. This is the platform where I usually search for flights. But then once I got the research results, I just go to directly on the airline website to book, to find the actual rates, and then choose the cheapest one. So let's talk about Svalbard location first of all. Svalbard is a remote archipelago located in the Arctic Ocean under the Norwegian sovereignty. Its largest settlement is Longyearbyen, which lies 78 degrees north latitude, making it one of the world's northernmost inhabited areas. Let me give you just a perspective on its location. So the distance from Norway mainland is approximately 590 miles. It's 950 kilometers. The closest major Norwegian city to Svalbard is Tromsø. From Svalbard to the North Pole, there are only 800 miles distance, making it Longyearbyen the northernmost town in the world. So that leads us to our other point, the climate. So Svalbard's remote location and harsh climate make it one of the most unique and sparsely populated regions on Earth. Its proximity to the North Pole results in dramatic weather patterns and long periods of daylight and darkness. In fact, this is the place where you can experience the polar nights with 24 hours of dark, and also the midnight sun, the time when the sun never sets. Let me give you the dates, from April 20th to August 23rd, the sun never sets. Whereas for the polar nights, from November 11th to January 30th, Svalbard experiences the polar nights, so the complete darkness, even at noon. This is something very unique that is interesting to observe. I arrived in Svalbard in September. I stayed 2 days in Longyearbyen, and then I set off for an amazing cruise, 10-day cruise in the northern regions of Svalbard. You can check out my beautiful videos on the Svalbard cruise. I will leave the link here in the description. After the cruise, I went back to Longyearbyen, and although the original plan was to stay three nights, I loved it so much that I extended for 2 weeks, actually 20 days. I subscribed to a kayaking course, and unfortunately, after day one of the kayaking course, I got extremely sick, and I spent like 5 days in bed. Luckily, I rented a place, like a house. I wasn't in a hotel, so I could really, I was really more comfortable, and I had the time to heal. But then after that, I had a few days for myself to enjoy Longyearbyen. They took some tours, and have a better feeling of this beautiful destination. I just love to hang out in the local cafe and see how the life goes by. There were people knitting, like a knitting circle, and then other explorers discussing, wildlife. And I enjoyed working from there and while, watching the local life going by. I also took a tour with a local tour guide. He was fantastic, and I will leave his descriptions here, his details here below in the description. And I may do another video about him. Let me know if you are interested, and I will definitely do it. And yeah, that's basically my experience in Svalbard, and this is why I decided to do this video. I hope you are enjoying. But I want to give you a few interesting information. Let's call them fun facts about Svalbard. So we say the country is Norway. Actually, Svalbard is a sovereignty of Norway, but it's mainly independent for most part. Language I speak is Norwegian, but English is commonly spoken. So the currency is the Norwegian krone, but you can pay by credit card everywhere, even in taxis. In some places, cash is not even accepted unless you have the Norwegian krone. But I didn't have the Norwegian krone, and I was fine with credit card or debit cards. Of course, the capital is Longyearbyen. Spitsberg is one of the island of the Svalbard where Longyearbyen is located. Longyearbyen, I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly. It took me forever to learn and to learn how to spell it. If you are Norwegian and you are listening to this, I'm sorry if it's wrong. Anyway, Longyearbyen has about 2,500 inhabitants and from 50 different nationalities. They came here either for work opportunities or just because they fell in love with the place and looked for a job. And so my first impression with Svalbard was love at first sight. When I was looking at the views from the window of my plane, it was just these deserted, rugged mountains, the patterns of the rivers and the water and the soft colors. I don't know, I fell in love completely. Maybe because it was so different from the places I've been to, and I'm always attracted by what's different, but it was just a lot at first sight. Anyway, here's the things that you should know about Svalbard. So when you arrived, there is a bus service for every flight that takes you from the airport to your hotel, and it costs about $8. Otherwise, there are taxis there. There is no cash machine on the island, but as I told you before, you can pay by card everywhere. It's common to see people walking and carrying a firearm, and as if it was the most normal thing in the world. I saw a young girl walking around with this firearm in her back, like it was a backpack. And it was fascinating. I would be so scared. But of course, they need to have permission and to get to buy a firearm. But it is prohibited to walk unarmed or without a guide outside the town premises. That's because of this is home to many polar bears, and it's their territory, so they can roam, even though they are not usually in town, but they roam around the surrounding area, so you cannot, for your safety, you cannot walk around unarmed or with a guide. This is why I did this guided tour with this guy. He was so good, and he was explaining to us also that the police and the governor's office will send out text messages alerts to inform people of the bear's presence and advise them to take precautions, such as avoiding these areas or staying indoors. And you can find also a church in just one church in town, and it's used for every religion for their worshiping, reunions, and that's fascinating to me. If you're looking for a job in Svalbard, you need to know that it's very easy to find, and you don't need a visa. Of course, you must pay taxes there. Income tax is only 16%, and as soon as you settle for a job, you just go to the municipality office, register yourself as a taxpayer, and that's it. Housing, though, can be tough and expensive. So some company offers accommodation with your contract, while other will help you find a place. But it's best for you to find accommodation before getting there. So what kind of animals can you see around Longyearbyen? So they've even spotted beluga whales and swimming along the canal where the port is, but it's not everyday thing, so you need to be lucky. There are a lot of kayaking tours that you can do, and you might be able to spot them. And then, of course, polar bear, walruses, seals, whales. But like for an easier chance, for a better chance to see the wildlife, it's best, of course, to go on a cruise or day trip cruise or a 10-day cruise, just like I did. The other settlement nearby is Pyramiden, but it's approximately 50 kilometers northeast of Longyearbyen, and it was actually Svalbard's largest settlement. And depending on the season, Longyearbyen and Pyramiden are typically connected by boat or snowmobile. Snowmobile, of course, in winter. Although Pyramiden is now as a ghost town, as the coal mine. It was a huge Russian coal mine settlement, but is now shut down. And but you can find a hotel there, and of course you can arrange your stay or do some daily tours from Longyearbyen. I was almost forgetting, the Svalbard is also home to the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, which serves as a secure backup for the world crop diversity, storing seed from around the globe in case of natural or man-made disasters. You cannot go inside, of course, but you can visit the surrounding area, and also you have a fantastic view from there. So I would suggest you go by sunset depending on what time it is when you're going to Svalbard, but it's a good idea to go either by taxi, they can wait for you there, or by a guided tour. Season that you should choose and the time for traveling to Svalbard, it really depends on the activity you need to do, and also you need to consider the polar night. But you will be surprised to know that even during the winter time, during the polar night, there are activities that you can do, such as, for example, ice cave exploring or hiking, of course, with the use of the lamps. Personally, I prefer to travel to Svalbard during the daylight because of course, there are much more opportunities. In the summer, you can also go kayaking, which is an activity that usually ends in the September. So you need to take this into consideration if you want to go hiking, for example. I would recommend checking the activities and deciding what you want to do before deciding which dates to choose. For example, to go snow with a snowmobile, which is also a very fun activity and also for beginner, it's best to go around February, March, April, which are the best season for snow and ice. And or the summer if you love bird watching, for example, or hiking for the views and spot the wildlife. There are a lot of photography tours as well available. But the purpose of this video is to give you an overview of Svalbard, how to get there, when to get there, and give you some interesting facts about the destination. I hope it helped, and feel free to check out my other videos on what to wear in Svalbard and my Svalbard boat expedition videos. Okay, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please subscribe so that you will be notified when I publish other videos. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye-bye.